Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome back to Detroit Lions Syndicate. On this channel, we do all things Detroit Lions, so give me a subscription. If you are coming from the Gridiron Blitz, I do appreciate you. It was an algorithm thing, so we started a new channel. Today, we're going to do what we've been doing every week, and we're going to be looking at the prediction and the preview for the Detroit Lions hosting the Minnesota Vikings. So let's do what we always do and look at the ESPN Gamecast. So the Detroit Lions today, I got this real big so you guys can see it, and I can kind of see it myself. 67% Minnesota to 31.9, right above my head for the Detroit Lions. The passing season leaders for the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins, 275 out of 406 attempts for 3,013 yards. MVP caliber right now. Look at Kirk Cousins, 23 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. I think he's kind of a dark horse because I think Aaron Rodgers is probably leading the way for the second consecutive year. But Kirk is quietly having an MVP season. Jared Goff, not so much. 241 completions to 358 yards for 2,080 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. I think last week was the first time that he threw, kind of didn't throw interceptions. He hasn't thrown an interception in 2 games. So shout out to Jared Goff. Dalvin Cook, who will be out, that's already been confirmed, the rushing leader, 171 carries to 773 yards, 4 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, who will not play, pretty sure he's out, 440 carries to 555 yards with 4 touchdowns. And again, for the Detroit Lions, TJ Hockenson, 57 receptions, 534 yards, and a touchdown, which he had not got a touchdown. Check this out. Since week 2 of this year, took him 10 weeks to get his 3rd touchdown. And Justin Jefferson, 67 receptions, already has eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark, has 1,027 yards and 6 touchdowns. So if we go to the people out for the Minnesota Vikings, we got Bynum, who is out, Darisaw, who is out, Eric Kendricks is questionable, Anthony Barr is also questionable, and the wide receiver Johnson is out as well. So Kendricks and Barr will probably play. Go to the Detroit Lions, Brockers, Price, Maben, and Hodge are all questionable. And just like I thought, after Dan Campbell came out earlier this week and said he would be surprised if he could go DeAndre Swift is out. So we're going to need Jamar Jefferson, Craig Reynolds maybe, and the other running backs to step up as well. If we go to the points per game, Detroit Lions, man, I want to say the first time this season, have dropped below 16 points per game. Man, 15.8 to the Minnesota Vikings, 25.5. But it's funny because the Minnesota Vikings allowed 25.1 and the Detroit Lions allowed 26.3. Total yards for Minnesota, 391.5 to 326.5 for the Detroit Lions. Passing yards, Minnesota has us by over 50 yards, 271 yards to Detroit's 215. Rushing yards, 114 for the Minnesota Vikings to 110 for the Detroit Lions. So it's pretty evenly matched on that front. Passing yards allowed, 269 for Minnesota to 255 for the Detroit Lions. Rushing yards, 134 for the Minnesota Vikings to 133 for the Detroit Lions. If we look at the last 5 games for each team, the Minnesota Vikings had a rough start, starting off 0-3, are currently 5-3 in their last 8 games, but they are coming off of a 2-3 record in their last 5. They had a pretty handily defeat against the San Francisco 49ers. They surprisingly beat the Green Bay Packers with a walk-off field goal. They beat the LA Chargers, and they lost to Baltimore in overtime and the Dallas Cowboys as well 5 weeks ago. A lot of Minnesota's losses are very similar to ours within one possession. A lot of walk-off. Either they win by a walk-off or they lose by a walk-off. But they've lost outside of the game against the San Francisco 49ers. They lost by like 3 points here, 4 points here. So it's been 3-3, 3-4. So they're a team that really fights you down to the wire. We look at the Detroit Lions. We know that they did break their 12-game losing streak with a tie against the Pittsburgh Steelers 3 weeks ago, coming off of a 2-point loss against the Chicago Bears and a 3-point loss the week 4 days earlier against the Cleveland Browns. Coming off the straight drubbing by the Eagles, and they lost to LA. It's hard to believe that the LA game was 6 weeks ago, but the Detroit Lions are now on a 2-game losing streak after the tie with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So here's my thoughts on the game. The Detroit Lions will lose this game. Will it be the same way they lost in Minnesota? I'm not sure. We didn't face Dalvin Cook back then, and we're not going to face him now, but we are going to be without our playmaker, DeAndre Swift. So hopefully those guys can step up. Jared Goff should be good to go 100%, and he will give us our best chance of winning. But we've got to get Josh Reynolds in the game. We got to go deep. We got to keep Justin Jefferson, Alexander Madison, Adam Thielen. So the Lions are going to have their work cut out for them, and I do not expect them to win this game, and they will drop to 0-11-1. Will then officially be eliminated from playoff contention, and will have 5 more chances to avoid going winless for the 2021 season. So leave your predictions in the comments below, your thoughts on this game, who will win, if the Detroit Lions can pull it out. I mean, they played them pretty tough earlier in the season on the road, so I wouldn't be surprised if they won, but I am not going to predict that the Lions win this game. I do think that we could see a upset by one of these teams. I know next week we've got the Denver Broncos, and then we have the Arizona Cardinals after that, who are leading not only the NFL but the NFC as well. I don't think that it's funny because early in the season I predicted an upset against the Arizona Cardinals, but that all depends if Kyler Murray is going to play or not. But I think he is coming back really, really soon. He's been out for about a month, and I think he'll probably be back in the 2 weeks that we play them. So anyway, my name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Let's subscribe to the YouTube channel. Trying to get to 200, hopefully by the end of this week. We're sitting at 171 right now. So subscribe. I would appreciate it. Share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.